Yeah, it's that camera right there you just pointed at. We are back for a whole new game. We took a little bit of a break when we stopped playing Memento Mori, which we recently announced is actually The Eternal Night of Lockwood by James Introcaso, which is available for pre-order now on Amazon. And we had a little bit of some people stepped away for a little bit of a break. We have a new player, and we have a new group, and a new story, and a new thing we're doing. So we're going to be running a new short campaign called The Damned, which we'll talk about a little bit more. I don't want to spoil anything before we get started, but I think it'd be good for us to maybe introduce everybody around the table for the people who are watching, starting with our new player, Paige.
Hi, my name's Paige. That's about it.
Paige has never played Zweihander before.
Never in my life.
And she's an ASL interpreter.
Yes, I'm an interpreter.
Nerd interpreter right there.
That's my company.
Is it on there?
Check the sticker. That's right.
Company.
Boom.
Nerd interpreter.
It's her first time playing Zweihander. First time actually gaming. Well, not the first time gaming with me, but the first time gaming with all of us.
Yeah.
And Paige and I have been talking periodically on Instagram and now Twitter about gaming together.
For a minute, yeah.
Yeah. A hot minute, as they used to say.
A hot minute.
No
a
cap.
hot minute. No cap.
No cap.
I finally made it into the cool crowd.
So next
I don't
one.
know any of what you just said.
You're making it less cool.
I'm sorry.
You're making it less cool by saying it.
Sorry.
Old man.
No one over 35
I got a hot
should
minute.
say that.
I agree. I think we're all over 35.
Yeah.
When you interpret for teenagers, you have to kind of learn the lingo. So.
Okay.
How do you
sure.
do? How do you do no cap and sign?
Oh, it's not as cool as you'd think. Because no cap means, like, you know, not lying. So, but it's more of an expression. So I'll be like... So if I saw someone and I knew that they were a teenager and that would express that, if they're just like... I'd be like, no cap. So it depends on the person, how their
So
expressions
it's contextual?
are. It's all contextual.
Okay.
Person-based, individual. Like if a 98-year-old woman did this, I wouldn't say awesome. I'd say, you know, fantastic or wonderful. So it all really depends on the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so you code switch when you do
A
ASL.
lot of code switching.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So I
that's
think I know
interesting.
one. This one. Does that mean knucklehead?
Yeah, like
I have
nitwit,
an aunt
knucklehead.
that's-
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Is it bullshit?
That is.
Yeah,
Yes. Everyone
bullshit.
knows that one.
Our mutual friend of ours was she did ASL translation in Blue Springs. Stephanie Benzon.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
But we're next to Adam.
Hello, my name's Adam. You might have seen me before, but I'm with Grim Pearl Studios, and I've played around here at this table since 2008.
Forever.
Yeah,
For a minute.
just
For a minute.
a little bit,
Yeah.
but not as long as some.
Yeah.
Tim.
Everybody knows Tim,
Yeah.
or you know his voice at least. He's got the deepest voice of everybody.
Been playing with Daniel since 17, 18?
Yeah.
88.
No.
And we're both 40,
94
94.
1788.
We're
I'm
just-
joking.
We're both
So
45.
every teenager that is watching this,
And we
20-somethings are like, holy
Since the
shit, you really are old.
1900s.
Yeah, the gray is for real.
We started with Planescape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Well, actually, I think the first campaign I played in was Ravenloft. 'Cause
Oh,
you guys
that's
were playing
right.
Ravenloft, and I
Yeah.
got in the very end of it.
That's right. Then we started playing Planescape.
Then we played
So long
Planescape.
ago. Memories. Okay, and finally, we only have 4 players, which is great. I love smaller groups. Our final player is...
I'm Nick. I'm an editor at Grim Perilous Studios.
He also has red hair, so he's immediately ostracized from the table. As a fellow...
Bye.
As a fellow red hair, former red hair when I was a kid, now a red beard, we are our brother Seamus. So we're going to start a whole new game called The Damned. We've already created characters. We did that last week. We all got together, created some characters. We've gone through our game stats. Typically, whenever you start your first game, well, any game as Zweihander, the first thing that you do is you roll initiative, because our initiative ladder will help us understand, one, it'll set the tempo of combat if it comes to combat. 2, if we get in a situation where people need to take turns, I'll always refer back to the initiative ladder, and whoever's closest to the board, in this case it's Adam, and people who are watching can't see this, but we have an eraser board over there. So What you'll do is roll 1d10 and then add your initiative value from the sheet there.
That right there.
Yep. And then Adam will write them up on the board. He'll ask everybody kind of in turn.
It's almost as
Okay.
It's a whole new initiative, a whole new world.
Oops.
I hope you're okay with lots of songs and lots of puns.
I hope you guys are ready and okay for some language barriers with my character.
That's great.
And
So-
you know I'm
It's
gonna
the
get
opera,
this
that's
wrong. Espelent.
Espilsent.
Elspilsent.
Espilsent.
Okay,
You're
so I
missing
wrote
a-
It's
that wrong.
Let's see a word.
ESPIILCENT.
And I like how you're trying to mess with my ability to say names.
So if you look really close, it's epic and silent kind of intertwined together. So you pick it apart and it says silent and then it says epic. So it's 2 in 1, and I created the name sign of my character with those 2 words. So I just smashed them together.
Cool. So, Espilson.
10.
10.
Hey, Clovis.
13.
Nice.
All right. And then
Pipistrella is Adam, 12, and Toma.
And Captain
17.
Captain over here rolled freaking 10s.
I rolled a 9.
Oh,
It's this one.
Wow! You get the highest initiative in the group?
Yeah.
So then we arrange the initiative from highest to lowest, and this initiative ladder does not change. Once it's set at the
Cool.
beginning of the game, we just leave it as is, unless for some reason an ability or a trait or a situation causes it to shift. But it stays static pretty much throughout the game session. The next thing we do, because there are bookended rituals you do whenever you play Zweihander, everybody picks up 1d6. And what you're going to do is determine how many fortune points you start with. If you roll a 6, it goes to me. If you roll a 1 through 5, it goes to you. Okay. So I automatically get 1, and because Tim rolled a 6, I get 2, and you start with 3. Now, you may remember this, or maybe you don't, but the fortune pool is a way for you to change dice rolls. So if you fail something, you spend a fortune point to reroll it. You can also use fortune points to change the narrative in favorably to yourself, with my approval, of course. You can also use it. What's that? Oh yeah, you can also turn any roll of a d6 into a face 6.
A face.
Yeah, so you
6?
move it to 6. If you rolled 1, you can change it to a 6, which is good because rolling high on 6s are good. Rolling low on percentiles is good.
Okay.
So 6s always you want higher. 6-sided dice you want high numbers. Percentile dice you want low numbers.
Okay. Disclaimer: I'm gonna be the dummy for a while. So.
No.
That just helps people that are learning the game.
Okay, yay! You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah. I will say, real quick aside, so we talked about the language barrier. One thing to keep in mind that this camera does not always pick up on movement, especially if somebody else is talking, so you may want to
I'll make a noise.
prompt.
I already kind of discovered that, so I'll have some kind of trigger to get
Cool.
to me. Yeah.
That's great. And once again, it's an opportunity for us to learn sign along the way too, which is kind of fun. So is there any questions you have about the game before we actually just start?
I'm ready.
Everybody feel comfortable with their characters?
Yes.
Feel comfortable with what you have there? Feel comfortable with your name? Feel comfortable with what you've chosen? Okay. I get to do a fun setup, and I love the setup for every new game. I always I love writing these things. And let's go ahead and begin. I love that music, always. Welcome to Galleon, the godless lands. It was once a pastoral country, with its people shepherded by 2 factions. Concerns of the soul were the domain of the Covenant priesthood, while earthly matters were left to the Mercator dynasty. This accord lasted for nearly 200 years, but it all came to an end. Holy Mother Carmen was a leader of the Covenant, untarnished by corruption. She ensured that Galleon lived in peace with its eastern neighbors. But the Mercator suspected something far darker, that the Holy Mother sought to undo the dynasty. For this unforgivable crime, Carmen and her followers were crucified in the capital of Ghent. But the Mercators were wrong. Where Carmen's blood spilled, crimson flowers blossomed, and with it came the Red Death. The plague spread across Galleon like seeds of a dandelion. Sickness overwhelmed its cities. The Mercators perished, and their knights fell to rebellion. The covenant splintered. The accord was ended. The Red Death made its claim. With the death of the Mercators, the Crimson Disease is gone, but in its wake is chaos. In Galleon, death is considered a blessing. The Custodian of Death is there to greet them as they begin their passage into the Well of Souls. Some, however, are trapped between life and death. Cursed to walk the land tirelessly, these misfortunate souls have been dubbed the Damned. Precious few were spared from the Red Death, but you are among those survivors. Starting with Paige, I would like for you to read the mad lib at the top of your character sheet. After you do so, I would like for you to tell everybody one thing about your character that is not on your character sheet. Something that you've thought about in between the last few game sessions. And we're going to do this around the table as our form of introduction to each other and for the session.
Okay. My name is Espilsint. I have made my life as an etherealist, and I am a middle-aged. My gender is Moy, and my ancestry is Sayabra. I come from a reverent upbringing in the aristocrat social class. I am short with an athletic build, and I'm albino. However, I have short natural black hair. My eyes are very stormy, and I have a Glasgow smile, which you can see if my mask is removed. I was born in spring, and my dooming is stabbed by my own knife. And one thing that I have thought about my character in a physical form is that my eyes, just thinking about my eyes being stormy and that I'm slightly albino, is that there's, where the pupil is, there's a black lightning style like splayed out from my pupils that kind of make it look like a lightning storm, except the lightning is black.
Cool. Adam, you're up next.
Alright, I am playing Pipistrella Claviger, and I have made my life as an Auspex. I'm a middle-aged female human and come from a forgotten upbringing in the low-born social class. I am short of stature with an average build and an albino complexion. I have medium braided blonde hair, kindly eyes, and bushy eyebrows. I was born in winter, and my dooming is 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And one thing that isn't on this character sheet that is really apparent to anyone that meets her, she does not keep the customs and traditions of how people who are in religious service to the custodian interact with other people. It seems that she's either brazen or something along those lines. That when she talks to people, she doesn't have the austerity that other priests of the custodian have.
Quick note, too, so the Auspex is a completely new profession that he's playing.
What the heck is that?
It's a priest of the custodian.
Ah.
The great thing is about the choice you kind of told us about your character, it actually matches really well because the covenant is splintered in Galleon, but the
nice.
gods are dead. that is the belief of the people of Galleon. Something else that's really interesting about his character is he's Eridane, so he's from the Eastern Kingdoms, from beyond the Teeth, beyond the impossible palisade that separates Galleon from the rest of the world. Whereas with Tim and Nick's characters are both Gentish. They're actually from Galleon, as are you, even though you're Siabran. Let's move next to Tim.
Hi everyone, my name is Clovis, and I've made my life as a watchman. I am an adult, male, Gentish, or is it Gent?
Gentish.
Gentish. And I come from a militaristic upbringing. Militaristic. And my upbringing, upbringing in the low-born social class. I am average with an athletic build, and I am albino complected. I have near-shaved, straight gray hair, mournful eyes, and a lightning scar. So, I'm Harry Potter. Well, and the other thing is there's 3 albinos now. We've never rolled that once, and we have 3 this campaign.
Yeah.
That was odd, but I was born in summer, and my dooming is those you trust will kill you.
So I think out of all the characters we ended up rolling last week, you had like the best rolls.
The dooming is something that I've thought about, and it's something he thinks about constantly. So his ability to trust others is very limited, because he believes as he starts to trust people, that's who's going to kill him.
Yeah.
So
there's
he
some
really
walls.
sets up walls. It's very standoffish and feels like as long as they're at an arm's length for me, I'll never die. Or I won't meet the custodian too soon. How about that?
That's right. I love it. That's
I'm not
great.
Ass Dan. I'm gonna live forever.
I'm gonna live forever, ass Dan. And then finally, last but not least, Nick.
My name is Thomas Laurent, and I have made my life as a bailiff. I'm a young man of ancestry from an opportunistic upbringing in the low-born social class. I am of average stature with a slender build and fair complexion. I have near-shaved, wavy red hair, innocent eyes, and a crooked nose. I was born in spring, and my dooming is a trick. It's not an illusion.
Michael. This aggressive development thing. It's a great dooming, though.
Yes.
Tell us something about your character that's not on your sheet.
So, my character and Clovis have actually worked together in the past. Since I believe Clovis is, what was your profession again? Watchman, and I am a bailiff.
You know who watches the Watchmen?
The bailiff.
The bailiff.
Who watches the bailiff? The watchman.
Yeah. So we worked together in the same town, and everyone hated me because I was a bailiff.
You're the tax man. Nobody likes the tax man. You're the Uncle Sam of Galleon.
Right.
You gotta pay the tax man.
How is there bailiffs when there's nobody in charge?
Before the Red Death.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's a fiefdom of. Okay, you were before.
Yeah,
Red Death.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the Red Death came and went very quickly. It tore across Galleon, and it mostly took the lives of the Mercator dynasty.
It stole my job.
And killed a lot of people.
Whoa. What I care about, though.
Okay, so now that we have kind of some of the early setup for all of our characters, we kind of know one another roughly. And first sessions are always a little tough, and that's okay. We're going to find the right accents and voices and affectations. Those things will develop over time. So I'm going to help you do some story building, because this is my favorite part of the game. We did last game, and Lachlan will do it in this one too. So in the wake of the Red Death, you've all made a new life in a place called Bastion, like as in a bulwark. This bulwark has attracted a handful of other survivors. It sits in the shadows of the Teeth, an impossibly tall palisade built by the Eastern Kingdoms to hedge against the sickness. Some seek to see Bastion fall. One such is a personage simply called the Brass Paladin. He was once a keeper of Covenant relics, very expensive relics. But after the Red Death took his humanity, the Brass Paladin became one with the damned. Just this evening, you all stole into a Riverside Covenant temple to liberate its treasures. These relics, called sacred remnants, are priceless relics that could change the course of your very lives. I'm going to hand out some cards that represent 9 sacred relics. Each of you must choose one. They're magic items. The only person who won't choose is Adam, because his is already set in stone. Please read out loud what your sacred remnant is.
Yeah, sure. I have Benicia's. Okay, Benicia's Wimple. Once worn by a priestess of the martyr burned at the stake, this wimple is stained with ash. When its wearer still stands close to a hearth, they can sometimes hear her wailings betwixt the crackling of fire. Effect: add +1 to your damage and peril thresholds.
So is the whipple that thing that goes around there?
Yeah, it's like
It's a
what a
nun.
nun
Oh,
wears.
that's the nun.
Yeah.
Okay, that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his character
there's
is
a
an
reason I
auspice.
got it now, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it like this one
That
too?
that one. That
Is
one.
it the Gidget, not Gidget, but the
Yeah,
flying nun?
The flying nun.
Or is
one.
it the like the traditional?
It's the
Mumble?
traditional one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Any that you've
Just
looked
clarify.
at, please feel free to pass on. There are 9 of these for us to look at.
That's fine.
Okay. No, I'm considering these ones.
That's
I'm
fine.
looking at the
I'm
others.
glad you got
They
that
are.
first.
Yeah.
No, this
Well,
one's-
he handed it to me
this
first.
one is plain.
I get my choice. I want to look at them all.
Yeah. So share some out. Don't settle on any yet. Like, give me the cards, and I will hand them out equally to everybody now.
Well, I want to see them all before I choose.
You're not going to choose. You're going to take 3, give Tim
Okay.
3, give Paige
He's
3.
already read 6, so he's gonna keep the 3 once.
So pass the other 6 on, and you all can make choices together. You'll
Right.
decide together what you're going to look at. So read the ones you haven't read yet.
I'll give you 4.
Yeah.
I'll take 3.
And there are 9, so you can choose. You choose one of the 9, and this is the sacred remnant you begin with, and you only begin with 1, and you stole these things. We'll talk about why in just a moment.
This is the thimble of time. Don't I have a thimble for Hush?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a different thimble? Would I have like 2 thimbles?
Well, this would be so a thimble is different than a sacred remnant. The sacred remnant is something that is ensorcelled with power, something that was created by the covenant, the priesthood, that has tremendous value. Magic items in Zweihander are exceedingly rare, and in this case, they're represented by the sacred remnants.
What is that? Gains.
I'm ready to pass.
Emily.
So it's fire. So
Ready.
I've already looked at them.
Oh.
okay. Here's 2 more. Sorry, I'm not this. So you picked yours.
What'd you choose?
I chose Gravedigger's Spade.
Tell us about it.
No job is worse than that of the lowly gravedigger, save perhaps for the night soil worker. Perhaps it's why the custodian blesses her servants with sharp spades to make the job a bit easier. Effect: you can dig a human-sized hole through any material in less than 5 minutes. If used against foes classified as supernatural, treated as a Zweihander. Zweihander.
Which one's drawing your attention so far, Paige? Or the ones you've read?
I want to. The ones that are drawing my attention is the Hood of the Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one in that stack I gave away that I already forgot.
The Thimble of Time.
Here,
No, it was the
new person. Just pick, and I'll pick after. I don't
Newton's Moment.
I don't. I mean,
You want to pick a good one?
I mean, yeah. Don't get 7 to choose from.
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose the Flamberger egg.
I saw that, but
I want this just because. I'm gonna give those back to you. But the 2 that really are sticking out to me is the Newton's Moment and the Hood of the Hangman. But the Flamberger egg is just so pretty.
There's a Fabergé egg in that movie of Tom Cruise of the 80s where he's like, Risky Business, is that right? When they stole like a Fabergé egg from like the window, from the above the fireplace. I can't remember.
I haven't seen it.
The Flambergé, if you don't know, is a wavy bladed 2-handed sword.
Yes.
I want to go with Newton's Moment.
Okay. Tell us about Newton's Moment.
Long ago, a preceptor of the learner. Is that right? No,
Yeah.
I'm bad at reading. Sorry, guys. Long ago, a preceptor of the learner discovered an etheric force called gravity. He carved an apple out of ironwood to prove his theorem. One which can defy gravity by levitating a yard off the ground. The effect is you cannot be knocked prone and reduce all falling damage you suffer by 1d6 plus 1. I don't know why that just feels like something Miss Pilson would enjoy.
what did you end up getting?
The Gravedigger's Spade.
Oh, that's right.
Gravedigger.
Well, I don't know. Scales of Justice is really good too, but I don't think I understand this one. Spend a fortune point to have the mechanical Wyron perfectly mimic any Wren perfectly mimic any series of words no longer than 280 letters, even when you aren't near it.
You can send a
That
tweet.
sounds cool.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
You can
but I
literally
was-
send a tweet.
That sounds really cool.
So that's what I was like. So
Maybe Espilson should have that since she's nonverbal.
Oh.
You know what?
Are you taking the tweet?
I think
It's
that
the
that
new-
might be
it's the
some.
new
I didn't see
squirrel.
this one, so yeah.
Go and read it aloud.
That's a good.
Me?
Yes, please.
Made from tin and clockwork, this tiny songbird was crafted by a druid of the Demiurge.
Demiurge. Yeah.
Demiurge, to entertain his daughter. Secrets imparted to the wren are held safe forever. And the effect is spend a fortune point to have the mechanical wren perfectly mimic any series of words no longer than 280 letters, even if you aren't near it. So I could basically take this thing, place it for a message for a little bit later if I'm off somewhere else doing something, or if I really need to just have them.
Yeah,
Understand you.
Passeri's songbird. You think about the mechanical owl in Jason and the Argonauts, or Clash of Titans. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
I
kinda
like.
like-
I think
yeah.
this one.
it's a mechanical
this is pretty
songbird.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this ends a tweet.
Take the tweet.
As
If it
Pilson's
was a
definitely
squirrel,
a
you'd
social
take it.
media influencer.
What's that?
If it was a squirrel, you would have taken it, right?
I would have. Yeah.
Passeri's squirrel.
Would have. If there was a something squirrel in here, it
What
would
would-
already been mine.
what would I
Wouldn't
rate
have
this
mattered what it
over?
did.
You just keep the card.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Lovely.
What are you thinking, Tim?
So there's like 3 that I really like, but I think I'm gonna go with the Fabergé egg.
The Flamberger egg.
Oh.
Read it out.
Flambergé egg. I'm gonna say Fabergé, but yeah, I guess we can't say that, can we? This unusually pink amethyst is shaped like an egg and was reputedly lain by the steward's favorite cockatrice,
Cockatrice.
whatever the hell that is. I know it's a bird. Once cracked, its shell puts itself together again a few moments later. So once cracked, you can apply yourself with 1 full meal. Is that 1 full meal for a single person?
Yeah.
Okay. Or you can crack it over your weapon and it gains the emulated quality for 1 combat encounter. The Fabergé egg can only be used cracked once a day.
Yeah.
So you get food
Or a floating weapon.
Or flaming
That's right.
weapon.
Or a floating weapon. Flamberger egg. That was a fun one, right?
Flambergé.
A Flamberger is a wavy-bladed two-handed sword.
That's.
It's jokey. Okay, so
I know that term before, but
so now that you've kind of chosen your sacred remnant, we get to talk about why you took it. Because you all came to this Riverside Covenant Temple to steal these things, these relics. It's not just the effects or what it is, but you knew something about these things. Maybe we could talk about like what, kind of openly, what may have drew your characters to take these specific sacred remnants.
Because the church didn't
Pretend that these did not exist. These are just simply choices you make as a character, but you made as a player, but your character knows about these specific objects, these sacred remnants. So let's talk about why you took them.
I can go. Hunger. The Red Death has caused vast. I mean, it's the plagues, right? I mean, Clovis has been hungry on many occasions, and a full meal sounds like paradise.
Yeah,
It's that simple.
You never go a day without eating again.
it's true.
I trust in food.
You can crack the Flamberger egg and you can eat it.
Food's not gonna kill you, is it?
Food won't kill me. It's not part of my dooming.
That's right.
You don't
Your
have to trust the
meal will
person.
eat you instead.
If that would have been it, I would have won something else.
You'll be swallowed up your own ass. That's my dooming.
Because Cat's Paw was really cool too.
Yeah, Cat's Paw was neat.
I was like, man.
I have to read the Cat's Paw aloud because we didn't. Yeah, so this nautical rope is made from the sinews of a cat, configured in an unbreakable loop. Those who hold it swear they can hear the voice of the Leviathan upon the waves. Anything you tie together, bonds, chains, clothing, laces, rope, or otherwise, can only be broken by magical means.
That's pretty cool.
It's a good thing to tie your shoe with.
Well,
Come on.
Forever not
we're
tripping.
always tying people up.
Nobody took the black pelt. That was surprising.
I like the pork le noir, that one
Yeah.
too, but
Our last time we played in Galleon, killed a local demigod, clearly a black pig that was worshipped as a god called the Pork Noir, and it's the pelt of the thing.
Yeah, you can't give us like 9 things that are cool.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
right.
That was I had 3. That
Yeah.
was one of those.
Yeah.
Those are my 3. The egg,
Yep.
the belt, or the pelt.
Mm-hmm. And we'll have more sacred remnants as we play the game
cat's
too.
bowl.
Yeah. So why? What about the rest of your characters? Like, why would you? What personal reason would you have to take this thing?
Well, for Espilson, I clearly, when I'm away from my people, and I'm especially working with a group of people who don't have that communication, I thrive with communication because I feel like I have a lot to offer, but other people can't communicate with me. So of course I see this cute little songbird that's very mechanical, that can help me in a way win with the help of everyone else. So it just is a tool for me to be able to communicate, which any kind of communication tool I could take advantage of is an excellent thing.
Cool. Nick, Adam, or I should say Toma and Pipistrella.
So, Pipistrella had a wimple on already before we came here, and that's like the one tradition that she does like seem to stay to, and so she just wanted to be able to replace it. And it's like it's very important to her that she does that one thing, and like she just fidgets with it all the time. And it's always bugging her, and she's always complaining about it. But
well, keep in mind you just got these things like tonight,
Right,
not just
no.
tonight.
She's saying
But,
she had one prior.
oh yes, I
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
As
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of like
Got it.
her covenant.
Okay.
yeah,
What about for Thomas Laurent?
So Thomas went for the spade because he wanted to have good places to hide all the taxes that he collected. No one would think to hide their share of the taxes in a rocky ground or something like that. But now he can.
That's right. And a tool you can use against the damned.
Yeah.
I'm gonna voice mine a little differently now that I've stewed. As somebody who's nonverbal, I have a lot to offer, and a lot of people don't realize how much I have to offer. So any tool that I have to help show that I have a lot to offer is why I chose it.
So I think one thing we can think about doing then, at least with Viserys Songbird, is that as opposed to limited it to 280 characters, because it's a clever play thing, we could actually use that as perhaps the device, the mimetic device you use to talk with everyone. Maybe that songbird sits on your shoulder and speaks on your behalf. That may help us kind of get, because we're going to have a barrier, I think, if we simply rely only on ASL, the nonverbal character, so we can use that as a narrative tool, a narrative device.
I like that. I still want to be limited, but I also want to have that ability to communicate.
Yeah. Everyone feel comfortable with the sacred remnant you just stole from the temple?
Sure. How much corruption are we getting?
You each get 3 corruption.
Oh,
So-
only 3? Nice.
So what you'll do in the center here,
barely got
your
off.
corruption tracker, just write 3. These values are tracked
circle.
temporarily.
Give me another one. I'll take 3 more.
These are tracked temporarily
Totally
throughout the
worth
game
it.
session to see
I'll
how
take 3.
I'll take them all.
to see how your choices, your exposure to corruption, your exposure to Red Death, the use of magic, and such will impact your character's psyche. This game will be a little bit less about morality, a little bit more about withstanding literally the death is at the threshold of the death is at everybody. The Red Death is at everybody's threshold, and other things too, but we won't get too deep in that. But corruption is a temporary value you will track, and at the end of the game session, we'll determine whether you move toward your order alignment or your chaos alignment. And as we play more and more, you'll be pulled both ways. If you reach either end of the track, something happens. So everybody underneath where it says fate points, I want you to write the word ensconced.
Oh God, spell that.
ENSCONCED. You know what a sconce is, right? So you place a torch in.
Okay.
Right? This is what a torch goes into, and the torch burns bright until it burns out. Your sacred remnants are ensconced to only you. If you choose to ensconce more sacred remnants, if you find more, you can choose to do so. But you will have to undergo a short ceremony with somebody who uses the incantation test, or uses incantation, and you gain a permanent chaos rank. Unless you wait till intermediate tier, then you can ensconce up to 2 sacred remnants, and advanced you can ensconce up to 3. But you can always ensconce more than what you're limited by. You just suffer because of it.
So if they're not ensconced, you don't get the benefit of the thing?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So, with all that said, we kind of have our foundation lane. We actually need to turn back to the temple, where you're at right now. You've just finished the ensconcement ceremony with Pipistrella. You're deep inside the temple, below in the crypts. A guttering lantern softly illuminates this chamber of the devout, this heresy you've committed. You have a lantern. Who will take it?
No, I can't.
So from now on, we're going to track a lantern with this red card.
It's pink.
Yes, pink, hot pink. Okay. Anybody else have any sort of source of light on their character sheet under trappings?
I got a lamp.
No.
Anyone else want to use it?
Uh,
Sorry, you have a lamp?
Yeah, it's a tiny little light.
Okay. If you are using your light, I would like for you to put the card, slide it in front of you, so we know who always has a light lit.
Yeah.
Anybody else have a source of light? Torches, anything like that? Candles?
No.
Is that good enough?
No, just put it. If you see that right in front of your character right here, just go boop like that. That's our. Yep. There you go. We know who has light.
This little light of mine.
You've taken what you've come here for. You must make your way back to the boat. Back to Bastion. This is where our story begins. With the calling of the horn of the brass paladin. Somewhere within the temple you hear this horn. It sounds like a shofar. You can hear this in the hallways up above. You've been discovered. What are you going to do?
We should leave.
Should run.
Let's look around the area, see if there's a way out of the basement other than the way we came in.
When you first came into this Riverside Covenant Temple, it's almost like you entered into this like weird, euphoric, dreamlike world. The air was heavily perfumed. There was this lingering greenish smoke in the air that you suspect whoever was the brass paladins people who were still within here perhaps use it to take journeys to other worlds. Unfortunately, the effects have worn off on all of you, which explains why you don't remember your way out of this place. That's our plot, it's our narrative device. But your characters don't remember how to get out. You just remember here. What do you want to do?
Let's look around. Let's get some of our bearings. Look around.
You have the light. I will follow you.
I'll start searching.
The lamp kind of passes this way and that, and the light is it's flickering because the oil is low. It's sloshing in the bottom of the lantern. Across the way you can see these heavy crates, these boxes, other things of storage that are covered in thick layers of dust and cobwebs spanning between them. There are a total of 5 stone sepulchres arranged in different corners of this very small chamber. Small in the sense that like the ceiling is low. You imagine that perhaps they built the Covenant temple around this crypt. That they literally buried these 5, whoever they were. They built the sepulchres and buried whoever's inside here, and built the chapel on top of it. Almost none of these crypts these sepulchres have been opened, save for the one where you took the sacred remnants. The sacred remnants that the brass paladin once was the keeper of, in life at least. That's all you see in here, save for a set of stone steps that kind of turn their way upward in the far corner of the chamber.
I'll point at the steps. That's it.
Alright, Pipistrella will kind of step in front, like she hesitates at first, and then starts going forward.
Well, I'd say 1 second. Does anybody want to use this? I'll take the egg and I'll crack it along my Zweihander.
Okay.
And she says, "Well, I'll hold it if you need me to."
Does it have light?
Oh yeah, you can see it's like pouring oil on cloth. It just begins to burn with its own light like a torch in both hands. The diamond, like it goes, kind of fastens together once again, and you can see the edges scintillating in the light of the lantern.
So I'll put it in my rucksack. And anybody?
I'll hold it for you if you need it.
I don't need it anymore. And I'll move towards the stairs.
Okay.
Well, you know.
I don't think she noticed anything hollow.
I think she said no secret doors, no extra. It's all solid.
The flagstone is old. It's clear that people have trafficked up and down these stairs for God knows how many decades. This place has been here forever. It predates even your father's birth.
So
It's a very old temple.
Possibly be a Sea Operan crypt?
It is not. It is a covenant. It's clearly a covenant crypt because you recall seeing before you descended down into the crypt, you recall seeing the graven images of what are traditionally the 3 most common gods of the covenant. The learner, who is a wizened-looking man he wears a graduation cap and a long flowing robe and a book. He was hewn of stone. You saw the martyr, who is a skull-faced woman, it's a woman with a crown of thorns who holds a baby with a skull face, and she's weeping, which apparently is blood. And then the steward, who is her companion, a man with a large iron fist and a hammer at his waist. You recall seeing those images inside the temple above. Those stood out.
We only got one way.
Let's go.
Up.
You softly pad your way up the stairs. And you come to a very, very narrow hallway as you come to what you suspect is perhaps the ground floor. As you all pause, you can feel a chill wind coming through a shattered stained glass window at your right. And the hallway continues further down as it passes between many shattered stained glass windows that are about 10 feet above where you stand. The this hallway is vaulted very high, like maybe 15, 20 feet. This chapel must be huge. Your footsteps will be heard, without a doubt. They will echo everywhere you go. Unless you decide to take care and sneak your way through.
So, yeah, Pipistrella will hit R3 and crouch down.
Dude, you'll put the box on like Metal Gear.
Yeah.
So everyone, that's right. Everybody needs to make an easy stealth test. So Adam, if you would, please help Paige.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Alright, so first off, we'll find stealth. It's in alphabetical order. And do you have a dot next to stealth.
Yes.
Okay, so each dot stands for 10%. So stealth is agility.
Okay.
So you're going to add 10% to your agility.
57.
Okay, so then you said easy. That's going to add another 20.
77.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't math
and then-
or read.
Yeah, that's okay. So then you'll take these two and
Roll
roll them,
below
and
the
you
number.
want to either
Equal
get
to or below.
77 or below.
Oh, interesting. Oh.
You totally got it.
Nice.
So
Oh, that's good.
yes.
If it's equal to or less than, it's a success. If it's
Okay.
above, it's a failure.
Success.
Anybody fail?
No.
No. Nice. All right. You all begin to move down this hallway, and as you look outside, you can see the wind is kind of passing through these shattered stained glass windows as you're kind of walking through, and there's a little bit of light outside. You suspect it may be coming from standing torches beyond the courtyard of this place. As you're all walking very, very carefully and cautiously, the hallway takes a quick turn to the left and then terminates at a single steepled door. And there, around the threshold, is these old graven images of sheaves of wheat, trees, animals, birds. Like it's been carved of stone. It's very immaculate and very, very old. There's kind of moss has grown between the stone. You suspect that the outside elements have contaminated this place over time. That this place is likely not lived within. By the living, at least. This heavy wooden door is shut.
Should I try the handle?
So,
Did you see that?
a spell ascent.
I looked through the keyhole if there is a keyhole or
There
the
is.
crack of the door.
Yeah. So it's clearly heavy wood, and you kind of like stop down and focus. I look through the keyhole, and you can see like motes of dust on the other side until your eye begins to come into focus. Make a challenging awareness test to look through.
Okay, so you'll find awareness on your list. And then what stat is next to that?
Perception,
Okay, and no dot means no 10%.
right?
So that's a 50. And then what was the difficulty rating again?
Challenging.
So you'll subtract 10 from that, so that's
40.
You roll 40% or below.
40. Oh,
so that's a 68.
I failed.
So it's a fail. So what you can choose to do if you want, you could use a fortune point to re-roll. But if you use that fortune point, it comes to me, and then I use it.
Nope.
Okay. It's kind of hard to see anything clearly through this keyhole. Just motes of dust, but there's clearly light from beyond there. Low light, but like candlelight perhaps. All around this door, by the way, in this hallway, there's shattered bits of crates, barrels, remnants of whoever ransacked this place during the Red Death. Or whoever proceeded to roll through here in Elden Ring.
Yeah. So after looking through the keyhole, Pipistrella looks to you and she goes, "It's hard to say, isn't it?" And she's you've picked up that out of all of them, she seems to be the one that always has something to say. Always.
The spell ascent turns to a lot of you and indicates
Tortures your
there's
sovereign soul.
You know,
Should we just try the door?
You can listen through it, the keyhole, I guess.
Sure.
I'm sick of waiting. Let's just go.
Oh.
Toma is a little impatient.
After you.
Oh.
All right.
You stop for a moment and slowly the door slides open. groaning, stressing against all of the rust and buildup that is kind of accumulated on the hinges on the inside, busting open.
We obviously didn't come this way.
Yeah, you don't think so. And it opens into this massive cathedral, this huge, like, cylindrical room that is filled with these tall, soaring pillars that rise to the air, and they look like ragged-looking arms reaching up toward a dome. And as you look toward the dome, it's broken, shattered in the middle of this huge temple, and all you can see is the midnight sky above and the small drops of rain falling on your head. You know that it's almost the season of Midden. Midden is when the ash falls from the sky like snow. The season is almost here. The world of Gallion is very different than the East. The Eastern Kingdoms.
How do you spell midden?
Midden. But you can taste it in the rain. You can taste the ash in the rain. Midden will be here soon.
Midden is coming.
Are there... Say that again. So are there windows, or the windows on the top only, and it's just walls?
Well, in here, there it appears to be this massive, like I said, it's this massive kind of cylindrical room, huge. I mean, you could toss a stone and barely hit the other side of the wall. Arranged in the center of this room are those pillars shaped like arms reaching toward the sky, but some of them have toppled over because the dome has broken, fallen inward. Along the back side of this room, there are similar stained glass windows that have been broken. Defenestration, you would imagine, because you see actually stabbed through one of the pieces of glass where somebody tried to scramble and leave out of this place. God knows how long ago, because there's a series of bookcases leaning against the back of the wall. You see this person who's just literally impaled on the stained glass. And not only that, the boots have fallen off, the skin is rotted off, and it's just bone and thin skin. This person died trying to escape this place.
Somebody else trying to get away from the paladin.
That doesn't bode very well for us.
The lantern's light kind of makes it a little tricky to see in here with these pillars and shattered bits of the dome. The shadows are long. All manner of hidden corners and secrets to be found in here. You cannot simply see the interior of the room. As your lantern passes by the pillars shift along the wall as the light moves.
Yeah.
I guess I have this.
Of course, you'd think though that they would take the body off. I mean, it's been there forever.
Looks like a good
As
morning.
she's like
Who is they?
fidgeting with the people up there who blew the horns. I mean, I think they're coming to get us. Are they not?
Well,
Is there
let's
any
just
other-
not let that happen.
Is there any way out of that exact route?
Well, it would be perilous indeed,
Okay.
and there's no telling where that actually exits out to. It could be the edge of a cliff near the river. It could be into an open yard. But as you look around, you see as you kind of like your lantern passes, you see a massive set of double doors that actually led into this place, almost along the same wall where you're at.
Spilson's gonna go and look out the window.
You want to climb up the bookshelf?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You begin to clamber up, and there's no real risk, so I'm not going to make you roll a test. The only time you make tests is when there's something risky to be had.
Okay.
You can, as you climb up, you can see that this corpse actually is wearing tarnished brass armor. It's been teaked kind of greenish, bluish rather. And as you kind of come to the top, where you can see where the bottom of the stained glass is just penetrated this person through the gut. As you look out, the other half of the body has rotted off the spine. what am I thinking?
Spinal cord?
Spinal cord. Yeah, it's collapsed downward, perilously, all the way down this long cliff, and you can hear this roaring of water outside, and you can see mist kind of coming up from down below. The spills and wherever this person was intending to go would have ended up probably dead down on the edge of the cliff. Everything is obscured. What about the rest of you? What are you all doing as Espelson's doing this?
I'm gonna check out the door.
Okay, the double doors?
Yep.
Okay. Roll a hard awareness test.
Hard?
Yeah.
41% chance. 49 does not do it.
Okay. You come up to the doors, and the doors are fastened shut. Or not? Sorry, they're not fastened shut. They're barely open, I should say. And you got the Zweihanders cast light just like a torch, right? The Flamberger egg. I'm very proud of myself for that one. If you can't tell, but you've got the sword in hand. It's burning, and it's got this light, and you can't. There's no heat coming off of it. In fact, none of you feel any heat coming from the weapon. It almost looks ephemeral, like it's not really there. But when you put it toward cloth or toward cobwebs, it incinerates. So you've got this near the door, and as you come toward the door, you don't even notice directly behind you this figure standing with their back to you, facing the pillar. Not only that, you see another figure like that facing the next pillar, and a third figure facing the other pillar in this semicircular fashion around the center of this huge worship chamber. And as you kind of look at what they are, imagine, if you will, the anatomical drawings you see of muscles, like Albrecht Dürer. Like, these things have no flesh. It's been stripped away along with their humanity. The smell of something, the smell of lilacs lingers in the air as you behold one of the damned. They do not move. They continue to face the pillars. But beholding the damned for the first time as you are now in the game, you need to make a challenging result test.
We can all see this, right?
What's that?
We can all see this, right?
44%.
Well, where he's at only.
Okay.
Okay, so you steel yourself, and you're not shaken, which is good. But without a doubt, this is one of the damned, and you know that the damned kind of are ever present in Galleon. That's all I'll say for now, though. And they appear to be perhaps in worship of these strange pillars.
So Espelson's up on the ladder. Is she able to look down and see these? Like,
yeah, as you kind of look down, you see the crowned heads of the other damned, and they are standing at the other 7 pillars. There's 7 of them total in here, and they have not budged or moved. They're just simply facing the strange, wretched armed pillars that reach toward the sky.
okay, so
Like they're reaching toward grace.
Espelson tries to get their attention.
As a silent character, it's really hard to get their attention from where you're at.
Send the bird.
Oh yeah, I do have the bird. I'm gonna take the bird. He's right there, and I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna send the bird over, and the bird's gonna say, "Guys, there's some damned in here. Watch your back. Look by the pillars."
Would I know what that is? Like,
Oh,
would
yes.
I have heard of it? Okay.
Yeah, the damned are ones who were not given the grace of death. They're the ones trapped between here and the Well of Souls.
Okay, I didn't know how fresh from Aglador I was. So okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right.
In Aglador, they're called Hermasti, but here they're called the damned.
Yeah.
So, do we know what her last name is?
No.
Okay. Because that's the last name that's hated here.
Yes, it is. It's very hated.
Okay, just...
I suppose it's kind of like trying to make sure everyone notices, but I'm gonna peek on the dead body and see if there's anything cool, and then I'm gonna come down the ladder.
They don't seem to have been carrying a purse. It's clear that this person was a soldier. The only thing you really see is this kind of yellow faded tabard. Remnants of the tabard, at least.
What's a tabard?
A tabard is what you would be the colored standard that whoever the soldier pledged fealty to would wear over their armor
Oh, I
to
see.
identify one another in the battlefield.
I see. Gotcha. Okay. Can I take it?
Yeah,
I'm gonna take it.
yeah, right down the yellow tabard. You see her pull down the tabard, and I will say,
Put it in my trappings.
yeah.
Damn you, Nick. Damn you.
Please hand this to Adam, but do not read it.
Trying to do it quietly.
So yeah, what did you? Have you come down yet?
Let's actually shift back for a moment to Clovis and Thomas. Clovis, you were at the door, and you've obviously seen the damned, like they're standing toward the pillars. What are the two you want to do?
So there was the body below, or the body that Espilson was looking at, and he said it had like split in half or something like that.
On the exterior
We wouldn't
of
see
the
that, right? We
the
don't see
exterior of the building.
Oh,
The
I saw
weather in time has taken it.
Ah, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw it, but I
where it
haven't
was
told you
severed
guys.
on the. You imagine like somebody laying outside of a window.
Mm-hmm.
They died through defenestration, and the other half of the body fell out outside. You wouldn't know
Oh,
this.
okay.
It was like a
Yeah.
bomb pop in the summer, and the skeleton, it just came off the spine. Just
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the
Really?
other half had fallen off into
No.
our side. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna stay in the light. I don't want to venture out into the middle where it's dark and I can't see anything. So,
I'm gonna say, trying to wave at everybody. Leave.
Okay,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna even talk anymore.
You're gonna slip through the double doors.
If it's possible,
You can squeeze through.
yeah,
but
I'll
I'm
follow,
waiting for everybody to come.
I'll
I'm
follow
like,
Clovis.
Spills comes down because I noticed it too.
Yeah.
I let them know.
You're trying to squeeze through the door, and you realize it's gonna be a little difficult to do. Unless you press you can either try to squeeze through, or you can push the door open.
can anybody squeeze through?
I'm small.
The answer
I'm
is no.
short. but-
Okay.
yeah, okay.
It's very, very narrow between the two doors. So you can try to squeeze through. Anyone can try to squeeze through, or you can simply push the door open.
I'm gonna turn back around and let somebody else make that decision, and I'm gonna watch these things.
Okay. Yeah, their backs are turned. They're just kind of doing
And I'm
this.
gonna do this. Stare at them.
So they're like this is the weird pillar, right? And they're just like this,
Yeah, they're facing the pillar. Yeah.
just like looking at it.
Yeah, and you can see just the mottled brown and white sinew of muscle, like their skin had been stripped away,
I want to poke one, but I'm not gonna.
I'm just gonna.
and they smell of lilac.
I'm gonna go up to the door and open it.
Okay. You lean into the door. It doesn't easily open. Go ahead and make an athletics test. This test is trivial.
Help me out here, Pipistrella.
And she comes forward and like kind of daintily puts her hands against it.
You said it was trivial.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's very Alexis Rose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that was
It's a little bit of Alexis.
that was a bronze, or I'm sorry, a
Athletics.
Okay, I did not get it.
Okay.
I rolled a 92.
92. Well,
Yeah.
it's a fail forward test, so it's still open. However, you do strain yourself
Okay.
as you suffer 10 physical peril.
Okay.
So peril is not damage. It's anything that is not damage. So it's like physical strain, anxiety, mental exhaustion, physical exhaustion,
Okay.
and that impacts your use of skills.
I mean, it looked like a heavy door, but you're not quite sure why it worked so while out so much.
As Thomas pushes the door open, you hear this, "Father, forgive me!" coming from one of the damned as they all begin to slowly kind of amble about, turning
Oh no.
as the door groans. And as the door groans, you hear this. You hear this kind of sound of something on the other side. Like the scraping of metal against stone, or the clattering of brass plates against one another. Like there's someone or something on the other side, and the voices from the damned begin chanting words, like the last words that they said before they died. You know, "Mother, forgive me. I'm coming for you. Don't forget about me." They begin to speak these words in these kind of like this broken, disjointed ald, and your hair immediately raises on end at this point as they kind of turn toward you, and their eyes are hollow. There's nothing there. Their larynx has completely rotted out. Their jaws have fallen off. There's just these broken bits of teeth from the bone that protrudes from the musculature. And they begin to quickly swarm you. 7 of them. And roll initiative.
I put my back against the wall and get ready.
Okay.
I want nothing at my back, so I'm
Says you just
plastered.
So put the damned up there. And I got a...
Darned.
Yeah. I got a 14.
The dang it?
The dang. The
damn.
The dang it?
Ding,
Oh,
ding,
no,
ding.
dang it! I done lost my jaw.
And you got a 14.
Yep.
Some buck.
Alright. Toma, you're gonna save us.
Maybe.
Do you have the sheet with
Actions in combat.
no, the sheet
That
with
shit's already coming in handy.
Ciabra?
Mm-hmm.
It's not in my drawer anymore.
I do.
You need stats?
Yeah. What is it?
Two-handed.
Punishing reach.
Do you
Yeah,
need the
engage
abilities
when
for
you're
them?
punishing
Or just
reach.
the main sheet?
No, but this-
Abilities
you can
too,
go when you're-
because I'm gonna.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it's punishing and reach.
I
Punishing
read it
reach
like 8
slow.
times, but
This-
it takes a while to process.
So plus 10 to their parry, dodge.
So, combat begins.
Parry.
None of you have fought the damned before. Here's your actions in combat. Things that you can do. We'll talk about what that all means once we actually get into the midst of the fight.
Do you need to look at this too? No?
Well, for now, we must first begin with Toma. Toma. Freezing theme in mind, I didn't create any terrain for us, although I was going to, just don't have enough time. But you push the door open. What do you want to do?
So we're all surrounded. So we need to cut our way so everyone can get out of there without getting hurt. So
Yeah, the dams basically separate you and Toma from Pipistrella and
I
Apillicin.
get 3 every turn.
okay, so I want to cut a path so everyone can get to the door. So I'm going at the beginning of my turn. I'm going to draw my Gravedigger's spade, and
The spade is heavy and slow as you tunk, you drop it to the ground.
I'm gonna move in and take a whack at one.
Okay, so you will hustle forward for 1 action point.
And since it does have reach, I'll stay. a yard away as I strike.
Okay. Go ahead and make a standard test.
Okay. And this is martial melee. 51% chance to succeed. And that is a success.
What's your special quality?
If used against foes classified as supernatural, it's treated as a Zweihander. I'm going to spend a fortune point to turn this 1 into a 6.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes.
And roll again. There's another 6, that's 12.
Nice.
And another 6, that's 18.
Whoa!
19 plus my combat is 5, so that's 24 damage.
Well, you see Thomas pick up the gravedigger's shovel, the thing that he came here for, and its edge almost catches the light. Imagine like some sort of like Evil Dead, like camera zooms in and whang, it slices through one of the damned and almost cuts them clean in half as it kind of clunk, like unnaturally so, as the thing falls to the ground, slain, as one is instantly brought to heal. You have 1 action point left. What do you want to do, Thomas?
I'll bank it.
Okay. The damned, as you can imagine, immediately begin to swarm as they kind of amble together, moving forward mindlessly, repeating the same words. Forgive me, Marjorie. One of them says as it begins to come toward you. 3 of them immediately swarm you, Thomas. The first one critically fails. The second one fails. The third one, I'll re-roll out. Here's a fortune point.
It's like the third one failed.
Yeah. But the third one hits. So the three of the damned like immediately swarm on Thomas. One of them grabs a hold of you, and you can attempt to escape its grasp.
Okay.
It's going to try a chokehold. So you need to resist with either a coordination with a toughness test. My apologies.
Toughness. Okay.
Yep.
Toughness is 1. And what's the difficulty?
Routine.
57% chance to succeed. I'll re-roll it.
Okay. Take a point back. All right. It's moving quick.
That's a success.
Nice. You manage to somehow escape as its hands are reaching into. Forgive me, Father. Forgive me. The voice is coming from this broken larynx. There's no mouth to see. It's just kind of this. You can even see the wind coming out of its throat as it's speaking. Its eyes are gone. They've been eaten by crows. And then 3 of them swarm on top of you.
Okay.
As the 2 of you are here, because they are separated from you by the swarm. Fortunately, one has already been slain, but the other 3 immediately kind of come up on Clovis. One of them reaches out with its fingers, trying to tear your clothing and pull at your... You're wearing brigandine, aren't you? Yeah, it's trying to pull, and you're kind of wrestling away as one of them's got their fingers caught into the ringlets of the armor, and you twist out. The next one is completely ineffective as you simply kick it backwards with your boot. And the third gets a hold of you, unfortunately, grabbing onto your arm and begins to kind of pull at the gorget around your neck. You can attempt to resist with a toughness test. This is standard.
Gorget.
Gorget and Gallion, it's French. En français.
It's a failure.
Reroll.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Success.
Okay, you managed to you kind of pull it off of your ringlet. You bat it away with the burning sword, but it does nothing. So, real quick point of clarification. Remember, immolate does not cause fire damage unless you inflict an injury. If you inflict an injury, they're immediately caught on fire.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So whenever you
I thought it was an extra D.
Yeah.
Or
No. So that's
going to do it. But.
no. So what happens is with immolate, like when you strike something, if you move them down the damage condition track far enough to suffer, and you roll your 6-sider to suffer an injury, they immediately catch on fire. And that's 3
So they
and 10
don't
plus.
have to roll the 6 to actually roll the 6, or do they?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah, you still do.
So they
so-
get the injury and they're on fire?
There's no injury. They're just on fire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be unnecessary. Because they're suffering 3d10 plus 3 damage every minute. Every turn. On their turn, at least. Okay, so the damned are gone. One of them falls before you, creating an opening for only one of you to get through the throng to your friends, because the damned separates you from them. But there's room for just one of you to slide through if you wish to do so. But actually, it's Clovis's turn, unless Clovis takes one down. What do you want to do?
I'll get my sword in hand, so
All right.
I'm gonna hit it.
All right, it's going to be it's engaged unless you want to maneuver backward.
No.
Okay. All right, you double hand the sword and kind of push it away a bit to get a good swing, and you hear this kind of metallic, the sound of this massive bladed iron sword swinging through the air. Go ahead and roll. It's a standard test.
Okay. 68. That's an 18, so that's a
Nice.
success. And I will use another action to add punishing to it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, well, that's crappy as can be. 5, 10, 11 points.
11 points? Okay. That blow rendered it moderately wounded. So roll 1d6 chaos die.
No injuries.
Okay. You always spend a coin to do that.
Sure.
You want to spend a coin?
What do you guys think? No, they haven't even rolled yet. I feel bad.
Sure.
What do you think?
I mean, I used to. You should do whatever you think is right.
Catch it on fire.
Okay. As the blade bites into the skin, poof! It goes up in this burning, wreath of green flame. Go ahead and roll 3d10 and add 3 points.
Ouch. 25, 28.
The thing is kind of swinging, is kind of lunging back and forth. Marjorie, forgive me! And it falls to the ground. It's immolated. It's burning and wreathed in green, but just burning endlessly. Anything else you want to do? You have 1 action point left.
How close is the one that he killed near me?
Right beside you.
I'm gonna light it on fire too.
Okay. You simply drop the blade into the thing's chest and begins to
Just to be
burn
sure.
in green flame.
I don't know. Flame, break its head, or spread chicken blood on it. I can't remember which one it is.
Pipistrella, what will you do?
I ain't got no chicken blood.
So she's gonna just start saying, Custodian, I don't know why you did take them. I don't know if it was someone else who kept them from you, but please take them now. And
We're sending them.
she's gonna take some grave dirt out of her pocket and throw it over her head. And when she says now, she's gonna hold her hand out and she's gonna try and cast Custodian's Dying Breath on them. So
Go ahead and roll. You're not engaged. What's the distance?
it is a cone from me.
Okay. So all of them.
Yeah.
The grave dirt is thrown in the air. Go ahead and make a standard incantation test.
Okay. She did say something along the lines of, I don't know if someone else kept them from you, as she was kind of pleading to anything, and
Yeah.
she's going to channel for 1 step.
Oh, okay. The lantern flickers a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll. It's now routine for you
Okay.
since you channeled.
Routine incantation 76.
Man.
And a 75 will do it.
Okay. So, what is the effect?
The effect is that any allies and enemies, unfortunately, need to resist with coordination, or they're pushed away 8 yards.
Oh,
How do I do that?
yikes. You don't have to because you're on the other side.
Okay.
However, the two of you need to make challenging coordination test.
It's very obvious that Pipistrella, even though my voice wasn't, she is pretty scared right now and not thinking very clearly.
Nope.
Okay. Well, both of you are thrown into the door. You're not. Fortunately, you're at the door, so you don't move too much further, just a few yards. But the distance you had before is now gone, as the remainder of the damned are now all on top of you. The 5 that remain.
Sorry, I tried to push him away.
They're like,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of against the wall, just watching us.
Pipistrella, anything else you wish to do?
Yeah, so that was 2 action points. She's gonna, not really thinking about it, going, take out this shepherd's sling.
Okay.
As it'll take her 1 action point just to arm it.
Okay, so Espelison, it's your first combat page. You're at the bottom of the initiative ladder, and whenever combat begins, you begin with 3 action points. And those action points are for you to use with however you wish to do so.
Okay.
There are a series of actions that you can take. Now, keep in mind, you can't cast 2 spells, you can't attack twice, you can't use 2 perilous stunts, but you can mix and match all those things together.
Okay, so I'm trying to envision this. I'm up against the wall. They're over there with a bunch of damned, basically they're all kind of in a pile.
Yeah,
against
they're all kind of literally nose to nose together. As you and Pipistrella are on the other side of this chamber.
Okay.
But that's where the door is.
How far away are they, distance-wise?
8 yards.
8 yards.
So if you want, as an example, if you wanted to hustle, you would look at your movement,
Yeah,
and you get a
you
movement of
hustle,
7, so you can move to 7 yards, but you can hustle twice.
I can?
You can. You can hustle up to 3 times. It costs 3 action points. Every time you hustle, it's 1 AP.
Okay.
And you
So
move up to
I
your
could
movement.
I could technically hustle twice and then take an action. So
also charge.
Well, yeah, it depends on what she's wanting to do.
well, so I also have my Mask of Fear
Uh-huh.
that I kind of want to put on.
Okay, so
Am I able to just get myself in the mode?
yeah, you can absolutely do that.
And then all I have is a staff, so I basically want to get my Mask of Fear on, and I want to get over to them, and I want to try to start taking the dam down.
Okay.
Okay.
You
So, can I give her some advice
yeah,
on
please
that?
do so.
Yeah.
There is something that you can do that will help you with this if you're at least 3 yards away, and you can say, I'm going to charge at them,
Okay.
and that would cost 2 AP,
Okay.
and you move twice your movement, so that's 14. That's enough for you.
Okay.
And then
Is putting my mask on a action? No. Okay.
so then when you charge, you'll get some bonuses. If you hit, you'll get to add 1d6 extra damage on top of that.
Okay.
So that's usually a good idea to do.
Okay. So I want to charge
Okay.
and then do a melee attack.
Okay, yeah. So it is going to be a standard simple melee test.
Standard simple melee.
Oh, sorry. Routine simple melee. My apologies. You
Routine.
charged. Yeah.
Simple melee. Okay, so simple melee. So I have 10.
And they're
on
max
combat.
charge, right?
So 45,
What's that?
55.
Are they considered? Are we all considered
65.
prone at this point?
No.
After the spell? Okay.
No.
It would
push.
state
You're
that
not-
if.
Yeah.
57. I got it.
You hit? Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll damage. So what you'll do with a staff, if you look at your stats over here, it says
1d6
plus
my
BB, so
BB.
brawn bonus. So because you charged, roll 2d6 and add your BB instead.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Nice. One of the damned is now moderately wounded. Roll 1d6. We're going to see if it
Moderate.
suffers an injury.
Big six.
Suffer! 2.
Nothing.
No. If you rolled a 6, it would suffer an injury.
Did I just go?
No, it's
On
actually
its
pretty
noggin?
decent. I mean, if you look at your damage condition track,
So it went past lightly to moderately, so you move them down 2 steps.
Oh!
yeah,
Damage to other things.
that's
Same.
yours.
that's-
It's the
that-
same
this
for
is
them.
your own, but this is what you did to that one.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. I got
All
it.
damage
oh.
works the same on the same scale.
yeah.
I see.
Monsters
Enemies.
So this is for me,
Enemies,
but
yes.
I did that to
Yeah,
them.
And you will, and like indeed, if some people don't tell you how much hit points they have left. In this, you always know meta-mechanically as a character and as a player where they're out in the damage condition track most of the time. If I choose to let you know, I'm letting you know now because I'm assuming that you can see their musculature, you can see kind of how hurt they are.
Right.
You just whacked an arm off.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks,
Well, no, these things are not.
just
These are things not rotting in that sense. They are very much like.
I feel like I just put my staff
Fleshy.
into some of the muscle groups and just ripped the muscle in half.
Yeah.
Like with the strands and just kind of went.
Sinewy.
That's right. So that's 3 action points to spell ascent. So your turn is over.
Finished.
So we move now to Toma.
Toma.
all right. So
Sorry.
I'm surrounded, so I may as well just keep whacking away.
Yeah.
All right. So I will continue to attack.
You are dangerously close to your friend with 2
Dangerous.
Zweihanders in hand.
Okay. So I will maneuver
Shitballs.
out of the engagement.
Okay, it's 2 action points. So when you maneuver out of an engagement, it allows you to avoid opportunity attacks.
And then I
Because
will.
if you simply move, if you're engaged with an enemy and you simply hustle away, they're gonna get a free attack against you. But because he maneuvered, maneuver by the way allows you to move up to 3 yards now.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
will
as opposed to
maneuver
just getting out of engagements.
1 yard out of the engagement and then attack.
Okay. You swing the Gravedigger sword. It's going to be standard
yeah?
again.
All right, so standard. I'm still getting used to this character.
By the way, I use monster pools now
61.
for all thresholds. It works brilliantly.
And that is a
Pretty good.
success.
Pretty good for a high number.
Roll damage. Yes, it is.
Oh, you don't have an extra action. So it's punishing, so you can.
All right, so that is 9 damage. And then it's powerful, right? Does that you have to use an extra action to push away?
Punishing
No.
with the extra.
Powerful, you don't use an additional action. Powerful, if you choose to do so, you can push them further back. The problem is they can't go any further back.
Okay.
It's punishing, reach, and slow. Punishing means you can add the extra 1d6.
Yeah,
but you
spend
have
1
to-
action point, add additional
you have to
1d6.
Okay, I don't have
You
the
have to
action
action.
for it. So
Yeah.
my turn's over.
Okay, how much did you do?
I did 9 damage.
Seriously wounded. Roll 2d6 to see if it's injured.
3 and 3.
Okay.
Son of a.
It adds up to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, using the creature pool for all thresholds allows, as opposed to having to track individual baddies, it allows you just to track everything to the same pools across a matrix. It's super easy. It makes things more exciting for everyone because you actually feel like you're doing something. Total aside. Regardless, Toma, your turn's over. The dams, it's their turn now. So the one that you just whacked that is currently seriously wounded is still somehow alive. And you hear this, "Mother, I'm coming up!" as it begins to scream, and I spend a fortune point to provoke its alive ability. Everybody must withstand her by making a challenging resolve test.
Even if we already did that once?
Yes.
Okay. Just making
Yes.
sure, because nobody else had to do that earlier.
Yeah, this is a different thing.
What dice do I do?
Nice.
So it
It'd be
It's your-
percentile.
Oh,
challenging
I'm not
resolve.
making my saves
Solve
tonight.
is somewhere around here.
Roll a 90.
willpower plus 10, 52, 62.
They're challenging the opposite way.
It's challenging, so it's harder. So
30.
you made it.
You made it, don't worry. I
It would
do
have been.
this.
It actually was 42.
I put my numbers next to it.
Oh, you're smart.
That's
It
a
just
failure.
helps me, and I don't have to think.
Yeah, I don't
That's a good
math
idea.
well, so.
That way you don't have to look over
failed?
here and keep going over.
I did.
Oh, okay. Those who fail. God, I'm rolling rocks tonight, as they say. Sorry, you all
Old person
suffer.
or new person?
You all suffer 9
True.
mental peril, not
Ooh.
a spell ascent. Those who failed suffer 9 mental peril, and you're stressed out by the situation as you also gain 3 corruption, the 2 of them.
You're feeling
Because they
stressed
failed to
out.
resist that creature screaming its death rattle. After it does that, the thing begins to come toward you. 3 of them immediately ready to
Opportunity attack.
cling on top of Toma. That's right. So you may swing your. Hold on. Pause. Make a free attack. Swing your burning weapon toward them as they begin to come forward.
That is a critical success.
Nice. You don't have to roll anything else.
Okay.
One of them just immediately falls to the ground, slain,
And fire.
and it's burning on fire. Now roll damage.
That's a 6.
Nice.
Okay, 11 plus 6.
17.
17.
Wow. The next one is moderately wounded. One burns and the sword carries through the other as it is moderately wounded. So only 2 are now coming toward you.
Okay.
Toma.
Right, I will take my opportunity attack then.
Okay. Is it my? Wait. Was it my turn or yours, Toma? Toma just went. Oh, sorry.
It's yours.
Yeah,
but
but
they,
they're moving
they moved
toward-
out of my range, so
Yeah.
I took an opportunity attack.
That's right.
But they're
And now they're
moving into
coming
his
toward
range.
you. So 2 of them are coming toward you.
So
After
he
they
should
scream,
not-
that's
yeah,
right.
2.
One of them is charging, the other one is not. The one that charges forward
Okay,
manages to grab a hold of you and begins to grab onto your neck as pulling your arms and your flesh, trying to put its fingers into your orifices and pull your ears, pull your nose, pull your eyes, pull your mouth, and you can feel the pain as it begins to they're trying to literally get inside of you. Do you want to attempt to parry this?
I don't have any AP.
Oh.
Get some fortune points.
Yeah, I'll use it. I'll use a force point to
Okay.
parry.
It's standard.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point.
That's pretty scary.
Okay. No.
Oh. Okay, you suffer 9 damage.
Okay.
9 is your roll tonight, isn't it?
It was
Lightly wounded.
Lightly wounded? Okay. Okay. The other one is just making a normal attack. As it 2 hits, an 18. You want to try to parry this?
Nope.
I got a 6. 11. 16 damage.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. I'm seriously wounded.
Ooh. Okay. Roll your dice to see if you suffer an injury.
There's a 1 and a 2.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so they're not all done.
Okay, yeah.
So that's 2.
How many are down now?
Well, 2 remain. There's just 4 total remaining.
Okay.
So the other 2 are coming toward you.
I don't think they don't have to come towards me. They're
Oh, that's
on
right,
top
you're
of me.
engaged with
Yeah,
them.
they're on top of me.
So the damned are literally trying to quite literally become you as they're trying to get inside of your flesh, to pick you to pieces and wear your skin as the thing begins to fight viciously as it makes just a melee attack. Roll 4, that hits. Do you want to try to parry?
I don't have any.
Ooh, okay. You suffer 10 damage.
Lightly wounded.
The next one tries to attack, and an 88 is a critical failure. Anytime that you roll dice, Paige, if you succeed in your dice match, like if you rolled like an 11 or a 22 or a 33 or 34, it's a critical success. If you rolled the dice and it failed in the dice match, it's a critical failure.
Okay.
Because it critically failed, you get an opportunity attack.
Me or him?
You get an opportunity attack. It's attacking
get
you.
One thing.
I do.
You get an attack.
Are you used to percentile?
That is
Not
a
really.
failure.
Oh. Okay.
That-
Well,
that-
it does open itself up.
Oh,
Damn
okay.
opens itself up to an attack, but the sword just bites into the wood of the double
Okay.
doors of the temple. Now their turn is over, and it's now Clovis. It's your turn now.
I'm gonna hit that one.
Okay. Lunge your sword forward. It's standard.
Okay. 06 hits,
Yeah.
and I will take the extra AP for punishing.
Nice. Okay.
6 and 6, 12.
12. Okay. grievously wounded. Roll 3d6 chaos dice to see if it suffers an injury.
Uninjured. Flamey flames. 6!
Yeah, there are no injuries for the damned. They simply collapse enwreathed in burning green flame as 3 of the damned remain. Anything else, Clovis? You spent 2
I actually did have an action point I forgot last time. I could have parried, but I'm gonna bank that last one.
Last action point hero. Okay.
Wait.
Oh.
No. I am going to try to take down on the other one.
Okay. So
That way,
you kick your leg out. It's either coordination or coordination or athletics. It's up to you.
Coordination or athletics. It's the exact same. So.
Okay.
So it doesn't actually. Aha! That's a critical success.
Nice. So you one of you take the dam down. This smaller one, maybe like 4.5 feet tall, and the damned falls to the ground. So now we turn to Pipistrella.
Can I have at least have one of those back for my critical?
What's that? No.
Pipistrella is like still saying I'm sorry, and she's like really confused, still kind of fidgeting with her whipple as she'll take the sling and spin it around and go for the easy target that's down on the ground.
Do you want to try to avoid hitting your friends too?
I do. She doesn't know to do that.
Okay.
So no.
Okay, so it's gonna be a routine test. It's on the ground.
It's routine test.
So you sling the stone.
Okay, it's a routine.
These are
61. And that's a 30. That's a success.
Nice. The stone goes ting tung, strikes the creature.
Alright, so
Roll damage. It's on the ground. That initial D6 chaos die.
That's what I
did it. There's a 6.
Oh, explosions galore tonight.
And so that's 9 plus 4 is 13.
Nice. Moderately wounded. Roll D6 chaos die.
That's a 5. Alright, and then she'll hustle forward
Okay.
towards it.
So the distance is now closed. You can't use ranged weapons.
Yeah. So she's kind of just seeing what you're doing, and so she, from behind it, just sticks her foot out and drags her foot back, trying to take this one to its stomach.
Take the next one down.
Yeah.
Try to take down. Okay.
Mhm.
Coordination or athletics.
Coordination.
Okay. Standard.
Agility, so 47%. That won't work. 79.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
you
she's
kick your leg out and try to pull this thing down the ground. You even use maybe your sling to like get some underneath of its leg and pull it down, but the thing just fights against it. Like there's still weight and gravity and flesh and a husk of a person is still there, stripped, flayed of their skin, no clothing, just the damned remnants of the people who did not fall to the Red Death, trapped here.
It's very obvious she has no idea what she's doing.
Anything else you want to do, Pipistrella?
Nope.
Okay, Espillicent.
Espilsant.
I keep saying Espillicent. It's Espillicent.
There's an accent over the second I, so we
There we
can
go.
have fun with that. Espilsant.
Okay, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I really identify with this particular stance right here, so I'm going to be in that position a lot. Thank you. Thank you for correcting that.
It's a smile. It's a smiley face.
So right now I'm looking at them. There's a dude on the floor.
Yeah, one of
There's
them's lying on the ground.
Someone up against you still?
Yeah, but always go for the guy on the ground. That's the whole point of me knocking him down.
Okay.
Metagaming here, above
Yeah,
board.
you do more damage to people who are on the ground.
Okay, so I'm gonna. How far from the dude on the ground am I?
You are all engaged.
I'm
You're
all
all like
okay,
you're on
so-
top of one another.
I had just got done.
You can feel his breath on the back of your neck. Like that's how close you all are.
Cool.
You're panting
So-
and breathing hard.
I'm gonna, where I came from, I'm gonna go back down into this squatting position with my staff, and I'm gonna kind of hop up and just kind of come down with the staff into kind of the spine back part
Yeah.
and try to
Sure.
start
Fix
ripping
that
apart
chair.
at his core.
Okay.
Finally.
The melee attack.
A melee attack.
Okay. It's going to be a routine, simple melee test.
Okay. Okay, so I'm still getting 55, 65. Oh, fail.
Okay.
Okay. There's
Normal failure though.
use that
Huh?
coin.
Yeah.
65% chance. Use that coin.
Okay, I'll use that coin.
If you use the coin, you can re-roll to try again.
Oh shit.
Do it.
I'll use the coin.
Okay.
Besides the fact that he has all the coins.
So
Well, the combat's over, we get it back.
as I jumped up, I kind of tripped because it's just a whole bunch of bodies everywhere, and my staff landed next to his neck, and I'm like, shit. Sorry. And then so I roll again, and I get
Oh, that's a crit success.
oh.
Why is it a
0-1.
critical success?
0-1. That's the one that doesn't match. That is a critical success because
Anytime you roll 0-1, it's
1%.
always a critical success. Anytime
So
you
that's
roll
good.
100, it's always a critical failure, no matter
Right.
what.
It's
Okay.
the two opposites.
So I successfully get into his
Yeah.
this
So-
back
So
portion.
yeah, so
3d6.
not only do you roll 1d6 plus brawn bonus for damage, you add additional 1d6s on the ground and additional 1d6 of the critical success. So 3d6 plus brawn bonus in
Nice.
damage. It's
That's
a
a
ton
lot.
of damage.
Baller.
That's a lot of information for me to process
Just
right
roll
now.
them.
repetition will get it.
Yep,
for you.
repetition.
Okay, so 8
Plus
is
your
what I
brawn.
rolled plus the brawn. 12.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
It is grievously wounded. So roll 3d6. If any land on a phase 6, something happens.
So if it lands on a 6,
Yeah. Pretty good chance. But not today.
that's a day.
Yeah, so the one on the ground
Not
is
today,
grievously wounded. 3 are still there.
Three.
3, yeah. Anything else you wish to do, Espilsit?
One's serious, one's grievous.
I'm just gonna kind of
Yeah, nothing.
I'm in this crouch and I'm gonna just kind of pop back up. My staff is gonna come out of his back and I'm just gonna kind of pop off to the side
Sure. Okay.
and get ready for the next.
All right. Thomas Laurent, it's the 3rd round.
All right,
What do you want to do?
I'm going to try to take down first.
Okay. You come toward the one that's nearest you. You grab the shovel. You want to use athletics or coordination?
Let's see here.
This is the first time I've ever had one of these, and I just ate them all.
Yep. Me
Oh,
too.
really
I'll
good.
have 3, by the way. Please give me 3 high chews. By the way, high chews, we're still taking sponsorships. If you want to
coordination.
sponsor our show, you can.
Better give him a grade.
Coordination.
First,
What's the
first
difficulty?
experience with
It's
high
a
chews.
challenge.
I
Sorry, routine.
think they're delicious.
Yeah, success.
Nice. Okay, let's see if we can resist.
What were you gonna
There's a
mention?
grape in there too, Daniel.
Oh, I saw. Thank you. I rolled 28.
So,
So it succeeded the takedown, unfortunately.
All right, I will attack
okay.
it then.
So you have 2 left, and that's where.
Difficulty.
What do you want
On
to
the
do?
attack?
is
I'm sorry?
Attack.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's a standard
Okay.
with the gravedigger shovel.
51 now. That's a
He
success.
says,
Were you attacking the one on the ground?
You could say, I want
Oh
to
yeah,
parry,
yeah.
and then
You have martial
try to
melee?
parry with
Yes.
your staff.
Nice.
And
Roll damage.
9 damage.
You roll additional
offensive
D6
plus
because it's
that,
on the ground.
so when
Oh.
you parry
Oh, okay.
on top of
11
everything else
damage.
you get.
Okay.
And you can add one more for punishing because you are using it as a Zweihander.
So am
You have
I
one more
able
action
to,
point,
like,
don't you?
with
Oh
the
yeah,
assist,
I'll do that then.
Okay.
What's the assist do?
15 damage.
If you
15 damage?
trained
That's
There you
in
go.
stuff,
Not only is
you can
this
help
one
someone else do it.
left to the slaughter, your gravedigger's blade carries through the chest of this thing as you kind of scoop up. You manage to take the spade and whack! Strike the cranium in the next one as it's moderately wounded.
Plonk.
Roll D6. Chaos dice. See if it suffers an injury.
That's a 6.
Nice. Describe to us what happens as it is now slain.
So I was picking one up and bonking the other. I guess their heads like smashed together and it just their brain boxes both crunched open and then everything started leaking everywhere.
So another one of the damned falls, leaving only one alive, who has at this point remains unharmed, but this child's wailings continue. Mommy! Mom! Toha, anything else you want to do?
I've used all my AP.
But
This one,
That was badass.
It was worth it.
this remaining one, is on Toha like flies on shit. It is screaming for its mother through its broken larynx. And you can hear this like faint childlike voice as this 4 foot tall one of the damned, like one of these people who've been trapped between here and the Well of Souls, is trying to reclaim its life through you. Just trying to literally clamber up you and get inside you. Pretty fucking grody. I failed, but I'm gonna re-roll that. Here's
You've
this.
got a lot of opportunities to do
Why
that.
not?
Sorry.
So she's clambering up on top of you. You're kind of batting the thing back, this wretched creature. 15 will do it. Any action points?
No, I do not have an action point. But I will use the action point that.
Try to parry?
Yeah, to parry that you just
Sure.
gave me.
It's challenging.
All right.
That's a critical success.
Oh! Not only do you manage to get her off you, but you manage to throw her to the ground prone.
Nice.
As this wretched, poor thing is lying on the ground, throttling, coming from its broken larynx. It's fucking gross. That's one action point. It proceeds to, at this point, like, scream for its mother, this high-pitched wailing as you all hear this sound as I spend another fortune point. It's alive! As you all need to resist with a challenging resolve test. Or attempt to resist.
Okay. What is that?
Resolve is a skill. And so,
Oh,
Resolve is your mental fortitude.
so 62.
Failed again.
2, and then you said
You
challenge.
failed again?
Yeah, -2.
Man, you're...
So 52.
Failing every single save.
Are you
tonight.
Adam denying?
Yeah, failed every single save tonight.
56.
38.
Minus
Right?
one.
Yep.
38. Okay,
I don't
so
think you have.
I succeeded.
Nice.
I really don't think you have.
So
Yeah,
you failed it.
resolve is basically your mental stores, your ability to like withstand
Totally.
terror.
Okay.
That side of the table's good, this side of the table's bad.
Oh no. Okay, so well,
3
both of
corruption.
you will suffer a whopping 6 mental peril,
Shall I come over and caress your face?
and you gain 3 corruption. As your fight with the damned will leave an indelible mark upon you. And for its last action point, it will camp up for 1 AP. And it comes back on its feet.
Oh.
Clovis, is your turn.
Well, damn it, I thought I was going to be able to hit this thing on the ground.
They are not slow.
It is surrounded though.
It's surrounded.
It is at this point, she, the remaining damned, is outnumbered. When something is outnumbered, you automatically add an additional 1d6 to damage when you attack with the weapon. With the weapon, not magic, with the weapons. What do you want to do? Oh,
I'm going to hit it.
standard? Okay, it's routine.
I need to re-roll that.
Yeah.
I got a high percentage chance. I rolled 2 80s in a row.
Oh, man.
Oh,
The sword,
boy.
whack, whack, swings a little too high. She's a little shorter than you thought.
No!
What else you want to do, Clovis?
I'm going to take out her feet.
Okay. It's going to be routine.
Oh, wait, does it?
Nice. See if she resists. She's smaller than you. She resists with a 52.
Okay.
On the
try it.
nose, by the way. So, I apologize. So she still stands on her feet. She's not taken down. Anything else you wish to do, Clovis?
Nope. I have 1 AP just in case.
Yikes. Okay. Wounducks to Pipistrella.
Okay, so towards the top portion of this damned, is there any hair, clothing, anything that could be grabbed?
No hair, no flesh, no clothing remains upon its body, having been stripped by the Red Death.
Okay, then Pipistrella will try and sweep towards the legs, trying again, even though it didn't work last time, just trying to knock this thing over.
What is, just a real quick question, what's your stature?
Sure.
Okay. It's going to be a standard test, a routine test for you.
Okay, routine. That will be 57. 56 will succeed.
Nice. See if you can resist. A 55 not only does it fail, it critically fails.
Nice.
So whenever it critically fails to resist a takedown, it would normally be knocked out. But these creatures don't have any semblance of life. So it just the dam simply falls to the ground, screaming for its mother, its death rattle. What will you do now?
Hearing it scream for its mother, she's just going to start kicking it in the teeth, just over and over and over again. It's like, kind of like, shush, shush, shush.
It's going to be a simple melee test. It's going to be easy. Surrounded in on the ground.
Okay. Simple melee.
3d6 too.
Okay, so that will be 71. 38 will succeed.
Nice. So it's 1d6 plus Baron bonus plus another d6 for on the ground plus another d6 because it's surrounded.
Okay. She's gonna do not very good, but that's a total of 6 plus 4 is 10 damage to it.
It is only lightly. She is only lightly wounded. Put a red move. See that red thing up there? I want you to write, "It's alive." Anything else you wish to do, Clovis?
You mean Pipistrella?
Sorry, Pipistrella. My apologies.
Let's see. She is gonna bank that last AP.
Okay. Sister, don't forget me! One of them begins to pick itself up off the ground, retching its arm back in place, standing, kipping up for one action point, as does the one beside it. Move It's Alive beneath Pipistrella. Two of them come back to their feet after having already been brought to slaughter, as 4 of them beside it are just simply burning with wreathed in green flames. They're not moving at all.
These are those prank candles that you get for people's birthday parties.
Prank damned.
Right.
They come up to their feet for one action point, and begin swarming Pipistrella. 2 of them. So the first one, I missed, but I'm going to re-roll that with this coin.
So the flame ones aren't getting up?
Nope. Still misses. Somehow, Pipistrella, you manage to push this one off of you. The other one, who's screaming for "Father, forgive me," attempts to lunge out. Wow, roll 98. I'm gonna re-roll that too. That's trying to get its fingers into your. Oh, 12. That'll hit.
Okay, Pipistrella will. She's holding on her shepherd's sling. She's gonna bring it down on the arm to try to parry that.
Yeah, it's gonna be challenging.
Challenging, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so simple 41. 78 won't do it.
The thing gets a hold of your ear, starts pulling at your flesh, just trying to wrench your flesh off your skin to wear as its own.
Yeah.
As you
This is fun.
suffer. I rolled a 6. Sweet. I rolled a 5. You suffer 16 damage.
Woo! As she is moderately wounded.
Oh no! Roll d6 chaos die.
Very good.
That's a 5.
That is a 6. I'm going to spin this coin. You suffer an injury, my friend.
Okay.
Okay, so you gain 3 corruption, and you may roll percentiles to determine what happens to you. I'll have cards for this next time.
34.
Oh, that's actually kind of nice. You suffer a bruised eye socket.
Ouch. Ouch.
You gain 3 corruption. An ally must treat injury. Until fully recuperated, you must flip to fail skill tests that rely on vision.
Okay.
Can you reroll an injury roll with a coin?
No.
I didn't think so.
Coins only impact D6s. Not percentiles for tables.
But you can use a coin to reroll an attack action.
So, the rules state that you can spend a coin to re-roll anyone's D6. You can spend a coin to re-roll your D100 roll.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it clarifies that. So if you want to turn my injury rolls into the 6, you can do that, as an example.
Right.
I typically have you all roll for everything anyway, though.
Oh, okay. So typically, it's not us actually rolling for the injury.
That's right.
Okay.
So, so somebody must treat injury on you when the time is right. And obviously you flip to fail skill test for light vision, so his eye socket's all bruised up where it's trying to get him.
Somebody perform.
Yeah.
Somebody treat injury now. In the middle of this fight.
You can't treat injury, but you can now
Yeah.
bind wounds in the middle of combat.
Yeah.
That's in the change in the starter kit. You can bind wounds in the middle of combat. In fact,
It's like
if
super glue.
a little bit. If you have a hunting bandage, you can attempt to bind someone's wounds to move them up a step or two up the damage condition track during combat now. It used to be where it took 10 minutes, now it's during combat, but you only be healed once a day. But he's suffering an injury, so he can't do anything until it's treated. So typically when you get hurt, when you move down the damage condition track page, you can be healed from that using laudanum or having your wounds bound. But injuries are lasting. Injuries like what he just suffered last until he gets treated. And that could take some number of days to recuperate. But
What does my tincture do
allows you to ignore the effects of one injury.
on myself?
Yes.
I can't.
Or someone else.
I could pass it off to
You
somebody
can
during.
you could absolutely administer tincture to anybody. You can inject tincture for one action point to somebody else.
And it lasts for a day.
Yep, 24 hours. But they gain some corruption. So their turn is over.
Okay.
Espillicent, it's your turn.
Espillicent.
Espillicent. I can't say the I in there. Espillicent. Espillicent.
So I'm gonna take my staff and put it away.
Okay.
I have these huge claw hands.
You have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fingers. You
Yeah.
have 3 fingers. Yeah.
And
TMNT.
they're strong, I'm assuming, because I'm pretty strong. So I'm gonna go up to one of the ones that, wait, is there anyone on the floor? They're all up.
They're all standing at this point.
So I'm going from my crouched position, and I'm gonna just jump up basically to their shoulders, hook my fingers into their neck, and try to rip up
Okay. So
and
that
pushing off their shoulders.
so that will be a bare-handed attack.
Okay.
Bear. So the way that works is simple melee.
Okay.
So you'll make they're no longer surrounded or outnumbered. So it is a standard simple melee test.
Okay. Simple melee. Standard. So 55. Nope, that's a fail.
You can re-roll if you want to spend a
Ooh.
fortune. Yeah.
Yes, please.
So same difficulty rating, still standard simple melee.
There you go.
Got it.
Nice.
Got it.
They're not going to attempt to parry. I don't think the damned are probably smart enough to dodge or parry. Let's make this a little more long. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Which is
1d6 plus
1d6.
brawn bonus for a bare-handed weapon. So that's feet, headbutts, shoulders, teeth. Whatever.
I'm trying to hook their skull basically and
Yeah,
break it up.
any close quarters combat is considered a bare-handed weapon.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 6.
Oh! So if you roll a face 6, your dice explode, so you roll another face 6 on top of that. Or sorry, roll another d6.
Is the exploding good?
Yes, it means you get to add more damage.
Oh.
Yeah, anytime. Another one!
6, that's 12.
That's 12
12
damage.
and
Roll
rolling.
again. Another one.
18.
Whoa, 18 damage.
Again?
Yeah. Until it stops rolling
4.
sixes. So 18 plus 4 plus brawn bonus.
Did I rip his head off?
How much damage? You tell me the total damage you did
22
first.
plus whatever your brawn is.
Oh, plus brawn. There's 4. I've already lost count.
26.
I had
26.
that. 26.
24 plus 4 is 28.
No, she had
6, 12,
she had
18.
18 plus
19,
4
20,
is
22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Okay, 26 damage. So,
I count with
Um,
my fingers, guys.
It's fine.
I'm 41.
so here's
You can too.
here's kind of what we see. God.
I got real mad. Like,
here's what happens.
I was reading about it, and it says I've got stormy mood and intense actions. So
Yeah.
I just went straight for just like pulling
Yeah,
apart.
you see a Spilson kind of move to the first one and retch its head back, where she comes back around with this. Her limbs are unnaturally kind of like they have their own kind of musculature and ligament movement. She reaches back, grabs another one, throws it against the wall, and swings around with the final blow with the staff. As 2 are fallen, and the last one's grievously wounded.
That's good, right?
I'm telling you, monster pools make things so much easier and more cinematic. This is why Theater of the Mind is awesome. Yeah. So there's only one that remains, and it happens to be the little girl.
Oh, kill it!
No, none of us can seem to hit.
Right.
A Spilsant.
It's tough.
Oh wait, do I have more?
You have 2 action points
I have
remaining.
2 action points remaining.
Yeah.
So I can do something over here.
You can also do anything over here.
What's Sunder?
That would be if it has a shield,
Oh.
or if you want to ruin its armor or something.
weapons.
Or weapons.
Oh, can I
But you have to get a weapon. Do it.
take down or stun and blow?
You can always try and trip it.
Or choke it.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I don't know if you can choke it.
I don't think I could choke it. I feel like that's not gonna work. Can I do a stunning blow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do I
So it should tell you what. So
make an
athletics
athletics
or
interrogation?
test, whichever one is better for you.
They both.
And it's going to be routine for you, whichever you choose to do.
So it'll be willpower.
Using interrogation.
Willpower.
I'm using interrogation. 'Cause
So
it's
you're finding
bigger.
a weak
It has a
point in
dot
its
next
body.
to it, so you would have to flip to
Flip to
fail
fail.
that, or athletics.
What's flip to fail?
It means you take the worst of either one.
Just
like-
don't do it. It means
Well,
don't do it.
let Adam explain though how it
So
works.
you know how
You shouldn't
this,
do it, but that's
this
true.
would be a 34, but if you flip to fail, it would be a 43.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever there's an asterisk,
Yeah.
If you don't have a skill range,
roll
then
it.
you flip it.
I see. I
Yeah,
see, I
that
see.
makes your chances horrendous.
unless you're trained, and then it's fine.
And trained is
Unless
the
you have a
dot,
skill
the
rank.
filled-in dot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go for athletics then, which is brawn, which is 40. So 40,
Routine.
It's routine.
50,
Yeah, it's 50% or below.
32.
Nice. So you use stunning blow, right? Mm-hmm. It'll attempt to resist with toughness.
And they're probably pretty tough.
It fails.
What?
They're all
Nice.
96. So when you stun something, you rob it of one of its action points. So when its turn comes up again, it only gains 2 action points instead of 3.
Okay. I think that's all.
Besides all the coins.
But I've got
Besides all the
coins I can use. So as Phyllis said, your turn is over. There's nothing else you can do. Tomak, round 4.
I will try to do a takedown.
Nice. Okay. It's going to be routine at this point. She is surrounded. Damned is surrounded.
Routine. 60. That's a success.
Nice. It'll attempt to resist. See what happens. 87 won't do it. So
It only took us 7
she
times.
falls to the ground.
Right.
What do you want to do?
I will attack it.
Okay.
Standard attack.
Melee attack.
Melee attack. Yes.
Routine. Sorry. Easy now. It's up
Easy
there.
now. Okay. So,
Out surrounded and on the ground. It's easy.
success.
Nice. Roll damage.
Oh man. Oh, man.
7, 10.
6.
Yep, 15.
All right. Well,
I was 3D.
Oh, it's 3?
Yeah.
Oh.
from the ground, it's surrounded.
16 then.
Nice.
And add one more for if you want to use an AP for.
Yeah, why not? 19.
Nice.
Thanks for helping me remember this. I don't usually use.
You don't use weapons.
I don't use weapons, and I really don't use martial melee.
It's the only one I'm good at.
The body of this young girl is cut off by a stunk. So we see the camera like zoom in toward the end of the spade, like thrust through the larynx, and it strikes the stone, sparking upward.
Burn them.
Yum.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
You begin to ignite the damned. They do not throttle, they do not thrash, they do not move any longer. These poor, wretched souls who have been trapped here, not given the grace of death. You've given such a mercy today. The door is now open, and the light of your lantern spills forth amid these broken, shattered pews as you're directly behind a massive stone altar. You can see shapes moving inside the chamber. You can hear the scraping of armor, scraping of brass armor against leather, stressing against leather, like the sound of like pulling in between the buttons of the metal. You can see shapes ambling about inside here that shine with the teaked brass within the lantern light, and candles burning almost everywhere inside here. And we will actually bring tonight's session to a close. We'll continue again later. So, first off, everybody immediately can unlock a new ability from your profession. So, if you would, Adam, please explain to Paige how that works.
Okay, so you can upgrade any of these bonuses if you want. Excuse me. Or you can buy one of these talents, which the talents are in a book.
Yeah.
In this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you essentially what a lot of them do. Impervious mind means that if you take peril enough to where it would knock you down.
Let's actually, Adam, I'm sorry. Let's take a pause on that.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
do that. Let's do that after we kind of wrap the session,
yeah.
because I think talent you'll want to talk a little bit more about. We can
Yeah.
explain a little bit more about the rules, but
Okay.
I think the best thing to do to kind of end the evening, we need to first determine to see how any corruption you gained impacted your character. Who here gained corruption? Raise your hand.
Ooh.
Everybody.
How do I know if I did?
You got
have
3
a number
for,
here.
for grabbing the.
Oh.
For touching the. Everybody did.
That's right.
Okay, I guess I missed that part. Do I add
Yeah.
3?
No,
No.
You had that. He's
Oh,
asking
okay.
if
So
you
how
got
much
any
corruption do you
of
have, Paige?
I'm sorry?
How much corruption do you have tonight?
3.
Adam?
9.
Tim?
6.
Wow.
9.
Come on. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to roll what's called the corruption die, and the corruption die is rolled at the end of every session, and this determines whether or not your character rationalizes what they have faced, and if they're able to rationalize it, they move up the order. They get an order rank. If they fall prey to the things that they encounter during this game session, they move toward chaos or chaos alignment instead. So my roll is 2. So Adam, what does 2 do?
2 means that if you have a 2 or above, then you gain a chaos rank.
Yep. So what you'll do is you'll erase your corruption completely, marking it back to 0. Corruption is a temporary value, and you'll see a little dot on the left-hand side called chaos rank, and you'll mark chaos rank number
Right.
1. Yep.
Yep.
Right here.
Yep. And you're going to find as you play the game, your character is going to be pulled both ways. Some sessions you'll get any corruption. Some sessions you may gain so much corruption you gain more than 2 chaos ranks. It can absolutely happen.
Okay. So say you were to roll like a 6 instead of that. It wouldn't affect me because I had 3?
That's right. You would instead gain an order rank.
Oh, so I'd go the opposite.
And if for some reason you had 0 corruption, you could choose which direction you want to go. Into the session. So the way we kind of capstone at the end of every game session, we talk about how the situations in the story impacted your character tonight.
Okay.
So to give Paige an example, we'll start first with Toma, with Nick's character.
Okay.
Obviously, this is our first session, but
First session, we didn't really get to do a whole lot, but I think that
What are you talking about? We did a lot.
yeah, other than the combat, we didn't really interact socially too much, but a little bit. So we did steal these relics or these
The sacred
remnants. Yeah, the remnants from this tomb. But at the same time, we also gave these damned a final resting, so that I think that makes him feel a little bit better about what he did. Yeah.
what about for Clovis?
All benefits to me are gains.
What do you mean by benefits?
I got the egg. I'm very happy.
Uh-huh.
I know I can get fed every day, no matter what.
That's true.
Bonus. Got to kill some of these creatures and please the custodian.
Yeah, it's true. What about Pipistrella?
Pipistrella is a little lost right now. Like there's things that there's knowledge that she has that was like taught to her, but she just was like, that's not that can't be it. And then she was finally faced with it, and she. I don't know if the group knows it, but they would know it by now just by watching her. This is her first physical altercation she's ever been in. So she's first really serious one, like matter of life and death.
Yeah.
And so she's just a mess right now. And she got that bruised eye socket, so she's just gonna get a real what's the term I'm looking for?
Ouchie.
No, like a rude awakening. She's gonna get a rude awakening to like life outside of a city.
Yeah.
And civilization, because she's used to that back in Ecuador.
Cool. And we'll conclude with Paige. Tell us about Espilson's experience tonight.
So, Espilson has a tendency towards stormy moods and intense actions, and I think Espilson really kind of found her intensity in the fighting, just that power that they have within to rip heads off and do all of this stuff, and it kind of made my character feel even more like ready to do it.
Okay.
I liked ripping them apart.
Yeah.
Me good and bad.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, it looks like everybody's character was scarred tonight because you all gained chaos ranks. But that's not necessarily bad. Chaos ranks and order ranks are character builders. If you gain 10 order ranks, you gain a fate point. If you gain 10 chaos ranks, you gain a drawback, like your psyche is scarred permanently. And something bad can happen, but with a lot of trauma, you develop strategies to overcome that. So not everything it's not necessarily bad if you for some reason end up with 10 chaos ranks. But we'll continue next time. We play again. So that's it.
Yay!
Hey there, viewers. If you like what you're seeing, take the next step. Head on over to our Patreon, where we create content for Zweihander and other games. Just go to grimandperilous.com and click on the Patreon button. Thanks.